Hello, entrepreneurs. This is day 5 of recording every single day until I reach $1 million in my checking account. This is Diary of a Future Millionaire. And today, I didn't have a whole lot of time to record myself. So I am recording this after I worked all day. And I'm just showing you guys what I worked on today. Um, from my company that I work for, Craig's Quality Plumbing, Good Life, we do a lot of jobs that require an excavator. They require digging, and they require us to dig trenches. And it's kind of hard to price those out, but we figured out a way a while back for how we would price those jobs. And I built a calculator to make it easy for us to understand in Excel. And I used that calculator to price out the jobs, and it took the amount of time it used to take to build or create an estimate for a trenching job from an hour or 2 hours down to about 5 minutes. And my goal was to make it even easier because my boss is not the most um, tech savvy. So I had to be tech savvy and turn my Excel sheet into an app for him that is living on our website. And I have it behind a password so not anybody can use it, but I'm going to show you guys how it works just because, and nobody watches my videos anyways yet, so it doesn't really matter. But it's password protected, so you guys won't be able to access this, but you'll understand how it works. So anyways, the way it starts is right here, and I used Claude to help me code it because I'm not the most talented coder, but I had the right idea, and I was able to use Claude to help me make it possible. So I built it with a few features. So first of all, you have to price things differently. For example, if it's a sewer main, the cost of installing a sewer line is very different from the cost of installing a water main. And it's also very different from the cost of only digging a trench or installing a drain field. So I have a custom selection so you can choose which type of job you're working on for this particular calculator. So let's just say for this example, we're going to be working on a sewer main, and this will account for the cost of everything. So let's say it's John Smith. His phone number is 5555555. Uh, we'll say his email is name at email.com. Today is July 17th, 2026. We'll just leave that. The service address is 123 Main Street, City, State. Love it. And let's put some details in about this. So this is going to cover the cost of a full job, so excavation, pipe, fittings, and connection. And it's priced in a way that will allow it to be profitable for us and still fair to the customer. So let's just assume the length of the trench here is, let's go 75 feet. And for a sewer line, you usually have to dig at least 6 feet deep. So let's just leave that at 6. And we have options for the soil quality because different qualities of soil make the job take longer. So let's say this is average soil, and that just multiplies it. So it looks like our base rate here is going to be about $75 a foot. Um, we'll have 4 trees in the way, and maybe we mark blue stakes and we see that there's going to be power and telephone pole or telephone line in the way. So we'll say 2 utilities. And where we're 6 feet deep, we're going to need a trench box. We're not going to need to worry about pumping and filling their septic tank or their dry well. But that means that their price for us to do that job is $8,950. So it breaks down the cost for me, breaks down the cost for whoever's working on the job. And as you can see, that took what used to take an hour or two down to about 30 seconds because of the internal calculations. Now, if you want to get technical and change the price per foot on here, you can do that at the bottom. And it gives you the ability to edit your price per foot. But as you can see, there's a simple formula here that helps us determine what the price is per foot, depending on the length of the trench, depending on the depth of the trench. Um, it goes up for um, the deeper you go, but it also goes down in price for the longer the length of the trench is. So it works out well for us. But anyways, we'll close that. And what we do from here is we can create an internal PDF. So let's do that. And I'm not going to send it anywhere right now, but I have this internal PDF here. Has my logo, prepared for John Smith at 123 Main Street, City State, 55555, name at email.com. And it gives me the details of what that is. So I can now go into my CRM and actually create the estimate and send it to him so he can put down a deposit for us to start the job. We can get it on the schedule. And it breaks down the cost for us. So that's super nice on our end. But the way we like to deliver the estimates does not have the cost broken down. It just has the total cost of the job. So that's what the customer PDF button is for. We'll click on that customer PDF, and let's say we're out on the job with them at the moment, and we want them to be able to have a copy of that estimate just so that they can look at it later. We'll share it. Let's just send it to let's send it to myself. I'll send it to my iPad. And boom, there we go. Now that the customer has their copy of it, and on their end, it looks like this. We just have prepared for John Smith, name, address, email, etc. Total estimate for sewer main 75 feet is $8,950. And it's not broken down or anything, but that's where it is. So really pretty simple app, but it saves us a lot of time, and it's going to be very valuable to the customer too, because we don't have to say, okay, we'll look at your house, we'll come back to you with an estimate in 2 or 3 days. We can just deliver an estimate on the spot now, and then if they like it, we can get them on the schedule immediately. So that's why I created this calculator. I think that it's something that's going to be very valuable to the company. Oh, I forgot actually one more feature. If we added notes to the job, let's say customer has 2 utilities and 4 trees, but should not be a problem. Customer is available. Let's just say next week. And boom, now we're done. And that adds the job notes to the estimate. So, anyways, I thought it was a very valuable tool. My boss will be able to use this. Now he can just save this website to his, or I guess this link to our website on his phone as an app icon, so he can just go in and use that. So it'll be very valuable for the company. And this is the kind of thing that I like to do. I like to automate certain tasks and create tools for these tasks that usually take 2 or 3 hours, down to something that, as you can see, took about 30 seconds. So, anyways, I might plan on doing something like this for other businesses. That might be part of my business model. As far as like if I were to be a marketing help or if I was to be an automation help, this is something that could make a employer's life a lot easier. So, anyways, thanks for watching this. I have plans to continue what I'm doing. Sorry, this is kind of a weird format for a video today, but this is what I have time to do. So I'm just staying consistent in posting. So hopefully you enjoy this and have a good night.